guys, and welcome to Absolute Value Tarot. I'm thrilled to be here with you today. This is my first video, so welcome to my channel. And what I'd like to do today is do a reading with you to see what's going on with you and to really uncover the core truth about what's actually going on. So at Absolute Value Tarot, we dig for the deeper meaning behind the cards and the messages and the connections and also the patterns. And so without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. Give the cards a shuffle. I hope you're having a fabulous Halloween day. Spirit, please tell us what is going on for the collective today and what we need to know about and what we need to see coming. Your current energy, the Chariot, your current obstacle, the Eight of Cups. The foundation of this energy and situation is the Empress. In the recent past, the Star in reverse. What you're expecting to happen is the World. Right around the corner is Judgment. Holy, a lot of major arcana. This is a major reading. And how you see yourself in your current situation is the Two of Swords in reverse. How other people see you in the situation is as the King of Wands. That's exciting. Your hope or your fear is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And the outcome is going to be the Ace of Wands. What a beautiful spread, you guys. Okay, so collective, what you don't see coming is going to be the Eight of Wands in reverse. So our current energy is the Chariot, which is all about fast forward motion, going in the correct direction because it is upright. And it's all about how much force you apply to a situation versus how much acceleration you want to gain from that force. So you're going in the right direction, you're pushing forward, and you're doing the right thing. So that's really, really cool. And then what's crossing you is the Eight of Cups, which means you are kind of ready to move on from a situation, but you're very, very sad about it. It's something you've been building up for a long time that you're having to let go of, and you don't know if you're ready to move forward and move away from what you've built up in the past. So it's a very, very deep combination of two cards. It's the Chariot and the Eight of Cups. Beautiful cards. So what's going on is you started nurturing yourself like the Empress, and you decided to pay attention to your divine feminine and really taking care of yourself and those around you in a very patient, calm, beautiful way. And that is why there is something that you need to move on from and let go of. And you're not sure you want to do it, but you're ready to move forward. You're totally ready for a big change. Okay, the Star in reverse is what you've just experienced. And the Star in reverse is about feeling not completely hopeless, but losing hope a little bit. So you're in a situation where you need to have hope in order to continue, but you're not sure that you have that hope. You kind of get the sense that it's really time to make some changes in your life. And it's time to move on, and you know it. And that's what you're doing right now. Okay, so what you're expecting to happen in the near future is the World. So this is the card that is the graduation card of all the major arcana, and it's about all elements and all opportunities being open to you, and you are ready. It's very exciting. So you're expecting that. What's right around the corner is Judgment, and this is about resurrection. So this is about coming up, from the dead in the imagery and being judged. And Archangel Raphael is deciding if you are ready or not to move on to the next level in life or to the next life. And you are, because the card is upright. So you're going to be passing the test. So how you see yourself in your current situation is at a stalemate. Okay, Two of Swords in reverse is about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're stuck between two very difficult decisions, and that matches your current energy and your current obstacle. And you're just really not sure which way to go. You kind of know right now it's 50-50, but I get the sense that it's more 60-40. You're ready to move on. You are moving on, but you're having a hard time letting go of the past. You're afraid of what you're missing out on. You got a bit of FOMO going on. What if I miss out on what I'm leaving behind and what that could be? However, other people see you as the king of all kings, the king of wands, and he leads with passion and fire, and he's an excellent, excellent manager. And that is how other people see you. You are managing your life with confidence, you're making good decisions, and you're doing the right things. You have a lot to feel good about with that. So I believe this would be a fear rather than a hope. The Page of Pentacles, this is the person, when it's upright, this is the young person who's just got access to their trust fund, so to speak, and they're spending it on earthly materials, on pleasurable things like nice clothes, good fashion. And I believe what you're afraid of is that you're going to mismanage something that is coming to you. You may already have it, and you're afraid of how you're going to manage those resources, the property, the wealth. How are you going to deal with these finances that are coming to you or that you already have? And the Ace of Wands. So this is a gift that is being given to you. This is going to be the outcome. And you're going to be receiving a huge gift of motivation and enthusiasm. And you really are going to find some new vitality in life. So once you've moved on from those Eight of Cups, once you've moved on from the Star in reverse, you're going to be feeling like a brand new person. It's going to be a rebirth. That's a very, very beautiful reading. I remember in my 20s, I was in a career that was very, very stressful. And I remember telling my dad, I emailed him and I said, we were living very far away from each other at that time. And I told him, I don't think I can keep going. I can't continue. And he said, no, you have to stick it out for the length of your contract. Just stick with it. And he really pushed me to stay on the path that I was on as a challenge to myself. And so I decided to stick with it to the end of my contract. And the stress caused me to have some lows, and then it caused me to look out and look around me for some sources of joy, some sources of inspiration, which I really needed. And what I ended up discovering was spirituality, and I ended up discovering the universe and the world outside of myself. And it was a very beautiful rebirth. However, my physical symptoms did continue. My stress really affected my body, my mind. And so at the end of the contract, I did leave the job, the work situation. And that was just incredible. And what came about from that was a big move. I moved to a new country and I met new people. I made new friends. I moved without any employment in line. So I moved without any plans, really. And it ended up being a complete rebirth. And with my new spiritual knowledge, my new spiritual energy that I had gained in that difficult job, I was able to appreciate things so much more than I would have if I hadn't stuck it out. So life has a funny way of giving us, twists and turns that we're not always ready for. But if we go for it and we do what we feel is right, and sometimes it's okay to listen to the advice of others, but at a certain point, especially if you're continuing not to feel great, you got to let go and move on. And that's what I see happening for you. And it's going to be a huge rebirth. You don't even see what's coming around the corner. In fact, what you don't see coming is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So instead of this accelerated motion that you're living through right now, you're going to be experiencing a slowdown, and it's going to be good because you're going to be in the right place. So the chariot is bringing you to the right place. That's where you are. That's where you are now, and that's where you're going. You're going to the right place, whatever that means for you. I think you know in your heart what it is. And you're going to experience not stagnation, but just calm, peace and calm. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.